All right, so this is just a quick look at the basic design points on a board. Pretty much, as you're kind of getting into surfing, you want to start knowing the basics of it, and then in time, it's a really good idea to kind of learn more about surfboard design. That'll help you with board selection in different conditions, which essentially is going to help you progress over time. If you're riding the right board, you're just going to have a better time out there. So very basic kind of quick overview. So you've obviously got the deck of the board. With the line down the middle of the board is what's called a stringer. You get a range of different types of stringers. So you've got wooden stringers, which is kind of traditional in what's called a PU construction. These days, it's endless. There's carbon stringers. As you can see, this has got a triple carbon stringer to boards that have no stringer. So you get different constructions, like with your epoxy boards, you can get stringerless options, but it all really just depends on the type of blank. So the blank is essentially the foam blank that then gets shaped down to the outline of the board. So with this board, the other key features, so obviously looking at the nose of the board and that outline, it's definitely handy to know how the nose outline influences performance down the line. So with your beginner boards, you've generally got mini mals and boards with a lot more foam. So you'll see those boards have a lot more rounded noses, which means there's more foam. Generally, the rocker is not as exaggerated as this, so there's more planing and makes it easier to paddle, offers a bit more stability, so you can catch more waves. You can see this is pulled in to a rounded pin. We'll touch on all the different tail shapes at a later stage. So you've got your carbon placement through the tail. Not all boards have these. Generally, this is for a bit of durability in the tail, keeping the tail also a little bit stiff. And you've got more carbon down the stringer for a bit more durability on the top and on the bottom, but this just depends on the type of board. So moving to the side of the board, so you've got the rail line there. So the rails are the edges of the board there, which all have different types of shapes, which help you cut into the wave face. We can touch on those in later videos. Then you've got the deck of the board, as mentioned. So the deck, depending on, you get different types of decks with more foam, step decks, and they get rolled into the rails. You've got your rocker. So the rocker is the curve of the board. As you can see, there's a bit of curve coming through the nose there. That's what's called the entry rocker or the nose rocker. Then you've got the tail, and tails, depending on the type of board, have different rockers. So generally, the more rocker, the more curvy and the easier the board is to fit into the face of the wave. Then looking at, we'll flip it over to the bottom of the board. So these are the fins. You get different types of fins. So generally there's two. You've got these, which are futures. So this is a straight box, whereas FCS2 have a bone-shaped fin. So that's essentially the fin plug or box. Then you've got a range of different fin layouts. So 3-fin is what's called a thruster. And then, we'll touch in videos later on in all the different fin setups and the benefits of them. So you've got everything from a 4-fin, which is called a quad, to a single fin. So obviously just having one single fin. And there's a whole range of different setups for performance in different conditions. Then touching on, so these are the little grub screws here. Keep in mind that each of the different types of boxes fit different type of fins. So you can't just get any fin to fit in futures. You would need to get a set of futures fins, or there's a few other brands that also do futures. Then you've got the bottom of the board. So the bottom contours of the board, these are generally called concaves. So there's a range of different types of concaves that help funnel water through the back of the board, which influence performance. And we can touch on those at a later stage. So there's everything from a single to double concave to straight singles to a V out the tail. It's good to know a little bit about concaves and definitely get into that, because as you kind of progress your surfing, there's a range of different benefits from that. So that's just a quick overview of the basics of a board, just to help you get a bit more confidence.